Let's get to the bottom of this one. Unspoken truths that I miss one. Tap into the minds of the people, rather acknowledge before I dismiss one. Atheists, Muslim, Christians, Buddhists, they all got usage. All got perspective, it's a collective. Get to the bottom what the truth is. With our hearts uncovered, boy, detox from all of the lies you smothered. When them tries could have killed you, but with faith you recover. Yeah, peel off the makeup, we finna take off. Never said it'd be a cakewalk. Meditate till we charged up. Execute goes regardless. Decalcify my pineal. Breaking language barriers, we saw millennials. Planets passing age rotations, down me we owe. So down me we know. Sometimes we can be slow, that's why my ears open. Every drop you add could complete the ocean. Speak up, play your part too. Been vulnerable, it's an art tool. Reflect on all the juice like torture. It's on you, tell the truth.
Yeah, we about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. Listen. Yeah, aim in the fit so you see in the mirror. Play with your focus and watch it get clear. Polish your crown, turn it up if you wear it. You live in the root, release what you fearing. And watch it all rise, the righteous will hear it. They calling us twisted, I'm not even caring. Because it's unseen, the mind is too barren. They won't even heal it, they pass it to cheering. We over here healing, conversing and listening. Know that the truth isn't always appealing, but end it with healing and find your beginning. Frequency positive, what you receiving. Perception is up to you, what you believing. What you retrieving, mentally speaking. Life that they breathing, no words from a heathen. Don't know it all, but together undefeated. Conversation, rather want it, you need it. Could fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the tribe with the students and teachers. All got a voice, we the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Conversation, rather want it, you need it. Could fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the tribe with the students and teachers. All got a voice, we the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen, hey. Yeah. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. Praying for truth cause the world is so fickle. Keeping my mental how clean as a whistle. Attention's a trap, they can lead you astray. Steering this ship through the storm and the haze. Real conversations are lost in the greed. Others get lost in the web that it weaves. Sift through the rhetoric, uncover schemes. Knowledge inherited, this is imperative. I got a lot on my mind and I'm sharing it. Apples to oranges, it ain't no comparisons. I'm the type that'll never break character. I'm the type to make memories and cherish them. Trust intuition and doubt of disparity. Pursuing the echoes of wisdom. Chasing that moment of clarity. Conversation rather one and you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah or Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the track with the students and teachers. All got a voice who the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Conversation rather one and you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah or Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the track with the students and teachers. All got a voice who the ears that'll listen. Who the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen.
It's on you, tell the truth.
Peace, everyone. Before we get into tonight's subject and conversation, I want to give a big thank you to our sponsor, Shimmerwood CBD Infused Seltzer Beverages. If you are looking for a way to unwind, reset, and stay present, Shimmerwood's a great choice. Use our promo code, The People, and get 30% off your next order. Now let's talk about the race that we were taught to run. We were taught to chase, to prove, to earn. We call it ambition. We called it growth. Living got postponed, so we set a finish line down and notice that the breath that we were holding, presence, is not laziness. Presence is courage. Moon Tortoise, let's talk about it.
I'm Moon Tortoise, and welcome to the People's Podcast, the ears that'll listen, where your opinion matters. We were told that life starts after success, healing, or validation. Somewhere along the way, living became conditional. Tonight's conversation is about releasing the finish line and letting life matter right now. Let's have a good conversation. Yeah.
So the idea of a finish line, it's confronting it. Promises relief. It tells us suffering has a SGF Graham. Welcome, SGF Graham.
Peace. How y'all doing?
We were just talking about the subject of the matter that we're going to talk about tonight. It's the ideal of a finish line. It's confronting it. It promises relief, and it tells us that suffering has an endpoint where everything finally makes sense. So for the people who have lived through instability, trauma, or scarcity, this is the finish line. It becomes survival strategies. Keep going long enough, and one day it will stop hurting. The problem is not effort. The problem is postponed. When life becomes something that starts later, people disconnect from the present moment as far as a form of in like protection. Presence feels dangerous. When the past hurts and the future feels uncertain, so the mind moves forward constantly, searching for safety through achievement, healing, milestones, or eternal external validations. The finish line is a mindset, creates motion without fulfillment. People stay busy, productive, and exhausted while feeling strangely absent from their own lives. Joy becomes conditional. Rest feels unserved. Stillness feels irresponsible. Living the finish line is not about giving up goals. It's about removing worth from the arrival. Goals can guide us in direction. They cannot determine our values, though. So what does the finish line symbolize in your life, Moon Tortoise?
No finish line? I don't know. There's a period of time where it was just 3 minutes on a mat. It was back when I was doing things. Anyone who knows what I'm talking about. I used to wrestle. It was fun. But after that, I don't know. Freedom became the first word that became to mind, and I started telling people that, and they're like, "How was that supposed to mean?" And I was like, "Oh, that's scary." So I don't know. Maybe it's I crave what is not normal, but the finish line, I trying to get rid of that idea from my mind because like, education's never finished. I don't think life is ever finished as long as you're living it. So that kind of thinking kind of holds me back.
SGF Graham, what's the finish line symbolize in your life?
I figured out what I need to know to continue to the next journey. And I'm not talking about death. I'm talking about, it's gonna be plenty of finish lines, whatever you know. So my finish lines bring relief and ready to go to prepare for the next journey.
Okay. DDH, you with us? What does the finish line look like to you? What does that symbolize to you?
The finish line to me is just what it say. So like it's like whatever you're trying to reach, reach whatever your goal is, whatever your happiness is. Once you reach that destination, or where you feel like you in the right state of mind and going towards there, that's what the finish line is to me.
And for me, there is no finish line. I'm not waiting for a moment. I'm not waiting for this set thing to happen for me to be able to start living. When I was younger, I used to think it was when I got a bus, but that doesn't make it a finish line for me. I'm looking at it as a race, and I'm looking at it as life is not really supposed to be set as a race. I'm not looking for a destination. I'm not looking for this one thing to become happy. I'm learning to live in the now and take every moment in the now and try to just be present within that. So yeah, I don't see there's a finish line in my life. Maybe when I'm on my deathbed and I'm saying my last goodbyes, maybe that's my finish line. And to then, I don't even think that would be, because to me, I don't see it the same way as others. So,
Deathbed. What if you're on a death waterfall? Why is it always going to be a deathbed?
I'm hoping I'm laying down when it comes time for me to pass on through and transition to a different frequency. I don't want to be standing.
You could be in a canoe. No.
That's all. I'm hoping I'm sleeping, actually. If it happens, I hope it happens when I'm sleeping or having intercourse. I'm just saying.
I'm so glad I didn't sip this coffee.
So what benefits, Moon Tortoise, from people always feeling behind?
What benefits people from always feeling behind?
What benefits from people always feeling behind?
Well, I don't think it's quite beneficial.
No.
I guess it could be. I think it's really about perception. So if you feel behind, well, you said like life is a race, right? Like I raced through many, many years of life, it feels like, and that's a bummer. That's a big bummer. But there's a lot of thrill in just kind of really caring about something and trying to master it, and you kind of feel like you level up and level up at it. I like video games, so I look at life like it's a big video game, to be honest with you. It keeps a childlike sense of wonder. So I don't think it's beneficial, really. But I guess it can be. It's all about perception, the positive mindset.
So, ask Jeff Graham, how does productivity become tied to self-worth?
People feel like they're only as good as what they're contributing to. Might be some merit to that. I mean, the loner guy that never leaves the house, he can't say that anybody ever seen him do any good deeds. So I mean, I guess it's all a balance to it too. Like I do good, not caring what others say. Either I'm gonna do it or I'm not.
Yeah. So my question is, when did rest become something to earn? I'm reading a book called The Power of Vulnerability. Funny, the lady's hilarious and it's a great book. I don't remember her name. She does a lot of TED Talk and stuff like that. I'll put it in the comments later. Really wise. It makes you think. And I don't feel, because she set a part in there about playtime, and she was like, those people that do that, it's weird. I didn't even know what it was. I was like, because in her mind she was stuck at work from 24/7, something, she always had to do something, plan something ahead, had some kind of goal in her head, and she was always busy. And she thought people like that were lazy, and she thought people like that didn't have responsibilities. They were just irresponsible. And then she realized that it was her, though. She had no wholeheartedness. She didn't realize that it was okay to have moments where you just relax. And I take those moments serious for me. I honestly do. I think rest becomes something very important to me, not something that has to be earned. I have to take time out my day to self-water myself constantly throughout the day. I really have no worries, and I just go through life in the moment at all times. I do what I have to do, and I continue doing it, and I don't stop doing it until it's done. And then I just take the rest of the moment, meditate, and just rest. I don't look at... Huh?
I said I do all that plus worry.
I don't worry, though. I don't take the moment and be like, man, I don't have time to relax. I got so much going on in my head. I got this, I got that. No. I have to relax. I have to, or I'll get overstimulated. I don't feel that it's something that has to be earned. what does waiting for healing delay in living? It's right here. How does?
How does waiting for healing delay living? Because it's all you think about, and you battle with yourself. So if you're battling with yourself and you can't be happy, and yeah,
So you think that you can't live because you still got some healing to do?
yeah, yeah, for the most part.
I do.
Do you feel that the same thing? What does it say? How does waiting for healing delay living? Do you feel that you're still trying to heal, that you can't just live?
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Moon tortoise.
I wouldn't say I'm waiting on that. I think the idea of waiting on healing is ties to kind of fear of failure and fear of success. And in terms of healing, I'm at the point right now where I'm really missing my dad, and I'm finding myself cornered by my emotions and kind of really crying over things. Sending letters and stuff that I get in the mail for him with his name on it. I'm like, damn, I'm so glad that I can have these little moments with myself where I'm honest and falling apart. And I guess someone could look at you, you're crying, you're falling apart. No, that's healing. It feels really good. There was a point in my life where I would just bottle that up and use some kind of substance and cork it as hard as I could. And that was not working. So I'm really proud of that. But waiting on anything is maddening for one, unless it's some kind of thing from the government, right? You gotta wait for it. But waiting on something that you can change the outcome of hurts even worse because you can change the outcome.
Yeah. So SGF Graham, what moments are missed while preparing?
No, you're preparing.
What moments are missed?
None of them. None of the moments were for you. You were preparing. During your preparation or whatever, none of the moments that you were preparing for aren't for you because you wasn't prepared. You are preparing. Well,
Say that.
so use it as the fact that you're seeing these moments that you're missing out on. Use it as motivation that now it's been put in your eyes, so all the manifestation is working or whatever. You're just not prepared for it, but you're preparing or whatever. So you're gonna start seeing what you need, but you didn't miss nothing that wasn't for you. You just saw what was out there. Like that's how I look at every opportunity. I get emails all the time from things that I'm signed up to, and I'll be like, dang, I gotta get on my shit. But I never sit there and be mad that I just missed out on possible $20,000 gig or whatever. That's me not on my shit. Gotta get on my grind like I'm supposed to or whatever. So, but it lets me know that the simple fact that they're reaching out or whatever, and I'm actually talking to agents or whatever is letting me know that I'm in the realm. Keep going, keep pushing. So I'm not prepared yet for that, but I'm preparing.
That's relatable. If I have a small bed, I tuck the corners in and I make it military style the most I can. It's rather lavish right now and kind of hard to do. But that's how I do it. But there's a lot of joy in being prepared and knowing you're ready. There's some good stuff.
So my question is, how does survival mode keep people in motion? Well, I think that because of their fear of come here for a minute. Because their fear of something bad is going to happen, they're afraid that they have to, constantly be on aware of, like, attack at all times. I don't know if it keeps them in motion though. I think that it actually keeps them stagnant. I think that mindset of constantly being in survival mode, you miss out on everything else around you. You miss out on the moments of being in the moment.
I would like to think based on what we was talking about, and I'm only saying this because they left that very vague. That question is very broad. I would think they would be talking about survival instincts, as in moving forward towards what you're trying to do, your goals or something like that. I wouldn't hope that they would be throwing a life survival mode question in the midst of what we've been talking about.
They may be though, because the other part that I didn't finish reading though says, what's this say, DDH right here?
Choosing to notice small moments becomes resistance against systems that profit from people feeling behind. Slowing down becomes defiance in a culture that equates speed with importance. Life without the finish line does not erase pain. It changes our relationship with it. Pain becomes part of the experience rather than proof that life has not started yet. This perspective reframes healing. Healing is no longer a prerequisite for living. Healing happens while living. The deeper meaning of this episode is simple and radical. You are not waiting to become alive. You are already here.
So it may mean that though, because our mind goes in survival mode at all times because we don't want to repeat those cycles that held us back. So I don't know.
Does survival mode help you flourish in your goals?
No, I don't think it does.
My survival mode does. My survival mode keeps me striving. But I had to learn to get out the loop. But my own survival mode keeps me going forward. Like telling me I ain't did enough. I ain't did enough to chill out yet.
Have a conversation with someone who's stuck in the victim mindset in the survival mode, and they constantly are in survival mode, and everybody around them is part of the FBI.
So there's varying level. I love the survival mode thing. This is something I've been delving into in my thought process a lot lately. Survival mode, I feel, is a term that is getting thrown around a lot lately. I realize people, you go to the grocery store, and I use this as a barometer for everything. I saw an $8 box of cereal, and I'm like, that's not survival mode. That is not survival mode. I know what kind of trees to use to bend over and make snares and then set them with notched logs to trap small game when you're starving. And I can make fire too if you need to cook it. That's survival. And by the way, doing that will build character. If you go out to the woods and forget about society and actually just live off the land for a little bit with a few resources, just push yourself, you'd be like, wow, survival mode feels awesome. I feel awesome. It's because the term is being highly skewed nowadays.
In most survivor mode is fight, flight, or freeze. That's usually the definition of it within the mindset.
I definitely agree with you, and I definitely agree with you. Like, I hate how every term now is they're figuring it out how to throw it into every other term to where now this term is this term, and these terms are so close that you could really be talking about this and this, and now we can actually have a debate on this because now it's so misconstrued. Well, like, I more agree with Henny Hen on survival mode versus how they're using it with everything else.
Yeah, no, naked and afraid. I prefer that part of survival mode than the
psychological aspect. There is a psychological aspect, but it gets thrown around. A lot of things get thrown around. And I've seen that a lot.
We talked about that with the word narcissist, remember? We talked about that the other day. A lot of things get thrown around just because it fits their narrative, how they perceive it, and that's what they want everybody else to perceive it the same way. So this is yours.
Happens when identity depends on achievement. So, I mean, are we talking identity of knowing who you are?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if knowing who you are depends on achievement, then that's really important. And I think that once you begin to know who you are, then there ain't nothing that you can't accomplish. So when that happens, I believe that you reach a point in life where you can do anything. No matter what, you will be more at peace of mind. Nothing to stress you out, and you'll just be able to do anything.
So with you saying that, I have a question for you. Is it identity of you, what you think of you, or is it the identity of the world and what the world sees of you? Is it self-identity, or is it what the world sees of who you are? Like you're an artist and you haven't made it because the world don't know you yet. Is that kind of identity?
Yeah, that can be too.
So do you think your identity depends on your achievements? You're only known for what you've done?
Not when it comes to, with everybody, because obviously not everybody knows who you are. So I think that it just starts with you knowing who you are. And then I think that once you be as real as you can possibly be, then it'll fall into place when everybody else sees that. And you'll be able to achieve whatever.
I had somebody one time come to me. Okay, go ahead, SGF Ram. I'll remember it.
I believe like my inner identity is based on what I consider as an achievement. Well, it's achievement levels or whatever, especially if you're judging yourself even off of did you achieve your personal goals, but no matter what others think. And then you have the external identity where others think whatever. So sometimes it could be two different identities going on. I'm like I'm great, and everybody is like, well, let me hear some more. And I already feel I'm great, or whatever. So it's two different identities going on right now.
I had someone come to me one time and they said, you should do my hair. You should lock my hair up. And I said, maybe. And they were like, no, I'm famous. And I was like, yeah, so am I. And they were like, no, people know my name. I said, well, people know my name too. And they were like, no, you don't know what I'm trying to tell you. I said, I don't even know who you are. You can't be that famous. And they were so stuck on being famous for Pontiac or wherever they lived that they thought that because of that the people there knew their name, that everybody should know their name, and I should be at awe and just wanting to touch their hair because they asked me to.
Well, it wasn't like Little Kim or something. It sounded like
it was a whole dude that had Little Kim complex.
Okay, that did not go the way I expected.
But I love the idea that they thought they were, and I'm not mad how they thought they were, but I was only feeling some type of way because they didn't think that I thought that of myself too. I think the identity forms from within, not what others think. Like SGF Ram said, I think it's two different forms of identity. Like DDH said, there's a self-identity and then there's the identity of the world. Those labels of what the world gives you doesn't make you who you are.
Oh, no. In terms of achievement, if I was going by just self-identity, I'd be like, I'd have a Rolls Royce on each foot and I would just be skating around town in the nude with fireworks flying out of my hat. But societally, I'm not even like shit on the bottom of someone's shoe. And that's not me talking down about myself like we talked about yesterday. I mean, just realistically.
So what happens to somebody when their identity depends on their achievements? Do you think they lose who they are?
I think you go crazy and run. Oh, I gotta be careful, boys. I think you make a lot of bad financial decisions, maybe, for a lot of other people.
So for certain people, this don't fit for me, but this may fit for you, Moon Tortoise. Why does slowing down feel uncomfortable?
For me, it's great. Tortoises don't exactly move super fast. No, wait. Why does slowing down feel uncomfortable?
To some people.
dead ass young, I got diagnosed with ADHD. Slowing down feels like I'm just rolling around on sandpaper. I gotta keep busy. I'll literally run in the house and knock shit over so I can be like, okay, I can clean this up. But to do more, that's me combating it. I'll be like, if I start something here and there and there and there, and these little fires everywhere, I'll have to clean them up eventually. And it's like, wow, that actually does work.
What do you think about slowing down? Why does it feel uncomfortable?
While it's slowing down, feel uncomfortable. Because you're used to a certain pace in life. Like me, I've always been used to just get up and just go. Like I rarely get any sleep at all, and I've been like this my whole entire life. It's probably not the healthiest thing to do, but if you can give me 3-4 hours of sleep, she'll tell you just I'll get up, go to bed 3 o'clock. I'll be right back, or 2 o'clock, and be up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'll be up until I go to sleep. Not all the time, but it's just so it's like once you begin to slow down, it feels uncomfortable because that's all you know. I watched my mom do that for years of her life. Get maybe a couple hours of sleep and go, and I'm like, dang, how does he do it? And then I do it, you know.
And I'm totally opposite of that. He'll be like, do you want to go with me? I'm like, no, this ain't my people time. My people time ain't until 10 a.m. or after. I can't do people before that. I don't even want to be awake right now. I don't even want to put my glasses on and see the world. Like, no. And I love my sleep. I love my sleep. We are buddies. and I can't do that. I can't do it. I can't do it. He wakes up and he says, man, I only had 3 hours of sleep. And he'll talk about it for the first couple hours, how tired he is. And I'm like, then why didn't you sleep longer? And he'll fight it at night. He'll be like, man, I just got to get this in. I want to watch this. I want to do this because all I do is just go to work. And I'm like, go to sleep.
And I'll be sitting there. I'm not falling asleep.
He's snoring and his eyes are closed. And I'm like, I'm shutting this off because we're going to sleep. He's like, no, I want to watch this. No, go to sleep. He fights to sleep like a kid on the weekend.
Always
Dan,
say that.
I do that too. I do. It's like at the end of the night, you're like, I have not accomplished enough, and I'm going to accomplish enough.
Or I always say I'm not asleep when I am. Yeah, it's just because it feels like, you know, you only got so many that say it's 24 hours in a day, but we don't ever get 24 hours really because we do other things. So it's like you just try to get every single thing crammed in so that you can feel satisfied when that day is over.
And for me, in those 24 hours, I better sleep 10 of them. I I want half of that day to be for me sleeping. I swear I do. If not, I'll take a nap. I love my sleep. Ask Jeff Graham. How are you about sleep?
Let's do a sleep study.
I sleep when I want to.
Do you sleep sometimes, like a lot?
Sometimes, you know, I don't mean to. Yeah, I might be a little upset about it for a couple of minutes that I ain't get nothing done, but I knew it was all for a reason, so I just keep it moving. I probably dodge something. I don't know.
It's be like those crash days where you just wearing like, because I'll have those crash days and I'll sleep, and I can relate to that because I'll be like, hey, I just slept to 1 o'clock. But
I've been having them frequently though. I've been, you know, at first it was bothering me like what's really going on, but I know what's going on now. So, you know, where I just be like, all right, and I just go to sleep. I don't care what time it is or whatever. If I'm home, you know, last week, accidentally, I sure enough didn't mean to. I fell asleep.
Here's the show.
Yes, Jeff, you have narcolepsy.
Nah, no, I don't. It's just, you know, I'm going through, I just say a transformation or whatever. It's been a lot of energy, you know, so.
And then I have those moments where I can't sleep for nothing. I can't sleep for the soul, man. I don't care if it was like, take this sleep and you better have it. I cannot do it. I can't do it. It's not my mind's racing either. It's it's the shift and the change. And sometimes we do have that warfare and we're battling energy in fighting. We're, I don't know, but I ain't going to talk about it either. But there's times where I can't sleep. There's times I can't sleep. And I'm grateful for those moments because he'll be snoring away. I'll be up just doing nothing. Take a bath. Like I live in that bathtub. Do I not? I take a bath at least 6-7 times a day. That's my replenishing, refueling, replacement.
Aqua
I swear
bath.
something. I swear I am on my own time and I have no worries and no fucks to give, even if I could find it. I love living in the now.
Ryan Terrell's locked in, which happened a while ago. Thank you, Ryan.
So,
Oh, no, I was just gonna say, I wish there was no sleep. I wish I didn't have to sleep.
This question cannot be answered for me. This question cannot answer for me. But what would living without permission look like?
What would living without permission look like? Doing time.
Living without permission?
Yeah. Oh, wait a second. You mean just like living life to the fullest with?
Yeah, without permission.
Oh, I had that backwards. I guess I'm dyslexic sometimes with everything. Freedom. But you can't just like run around like it's GTA. I mean, I believe in that principle. I also believe that you as a human being can be either an asset or a liability in any situation. And that's pretty important. And I think you got to think about everybody else around you. And despite that, it's still one of the most important things I think everybody should be chasing, is to have a very fulfilling and joy-fulfilled life.
So I want to ask you that, SGF Graham, what does living without permission look like?
Hitting the $1 billion lottery, all my music and merchandise selling like crazy, and setting up nonprofit organizations in every state that help the community. That's how it look like to me.
To me, living without permission looks like what I'm doing right now. I don't ask permission to do anything. I just do it, and it affects people. It does. It's not my problem, though, because my intent is always pure and genuine. I'm really just living my life.
Oh, and a bunch of pew-pews for everybody that decide to live the other way.
I need some pew-pews, but I'm not going to live the other way, but I do need some. So, SGF Graham, how does comparison turn life into competition?
People wonder why they haven't accomplished a goal yet. They start looking at themselves as they're just as good or better than what they're comparing themselves to. Why have they reached a certain height on a certain pedestal that they haven't reached yet? I had that problem before or whatever until I just understood that a lot of it is who you know, and I might not have the best budget for what I'm going to accomplish eventually. But yeah, I used to compare myself to, all these trash artists that be on the radio. What is like I ain't heard one in years that could touch me or whatever, but I had to understand that our situations were different too. Or whatever. And if I wanted to be seen like they be seen, I can jump down in that type of situation, or if not, I can continue the route that I'm going. I decided to continue the route I'm going.
Okay. DDH, how does comparison turn life into competition?
Yeah, because if you're comparing things a lot, then you feel like you got to compete with whatever or others or whatever. You feel like it's a competition, so it's like you're not thriving for your life, you're thriving for whatever life or whatever you comparing to, instead of just being you and being authentic. And yeah, there ain't no fun in that. You tend to stress yourself out trying to keep up with the Joneses, say, or do whatever.
I know some people that go, well, so and so's relationship's great, or so and so's better parent, and this is how their house is ran, and so can manage money better, so can drive better, so dresses better, so goes to work the same place I work, had the same amount of time at work that I do, and they are happier than I am. And I'm just like, how do you know that? How do you know that they really are? You're so worried about so and so that you forget that they are in control of their life too. You are not with them all the time to know exactly how happy they truly are, because they may be putting a face on. But the comparison, I don't think does good for anybody. I think you're worried about an image and what it looks like than the ideal of where you're at and living it. You're too worried about looking than you are living. I'm going to ask you the same thing, Moon, toward us. How does comparison turn life into a competition?
I'm thinking. I'm completely over competition. I am completely and totally over competition. Unless I get asked to go and like coach a sports meet or something, like I could be like do a wrestling meet or something. It's not for me, it's for the kids. We're all win, I'm really over competition. I don't care who says anything about what I do. Literally, it's just, I don't know, it's been a rough go of things, and it's really important to me to make the wheel not kick up dirt and get stuck and hit rocks. And I want a good year. What a hell of an analogy I just made with that one. That's ridiculous, but I mean it. Like,
so I want to say this real quick before SGF Graham chimes in. For me, I don't want to look like nobody else. I don't want to live my life like anybody else. I don't want to compare it to anybody else's. I'm grateful that I am me living in this life that I'm living in right at this present second, because I chose it. Even the times where I'm not happy, I still chose this. And I don't want it to be anybody else's life. I don't want to compare it to nobody else's. I don't want, no, at all. Unstable creatures. That's Jeff Graham.
What happened?
At the same time, competition and comparison is not bad. Well, especially when you're in the art of sports or music or whatever, you need to compare your music to know what competition you should be involved in. If your music is pop, if your music is rap, if your music is R&B or anything of that nature. If your music isn't, you can sit here and think that you getting a beat off of somebody made off of a Casio, and you think because you rap good on it, why it's not on the radio? Well, compared to this music, it sounds like No Limit music. It sounds like the early 2000s or whatever, that's not going to work. So, it depends, like comparing and being competitive with your personal life is unhealthy. But competition and a lot of other things is just the way of life. That's how you stay sharp and whatever your goal is.
That's for you. You missed it. It's right there. So what would change if today mattered? If today was the last day of your life, what would change?
What would change today matter? About life or anything in general, by myself or just in life, anything.
You see what I see. Whatever you perceive of that.
The way that my daughter looks at life
That would change for you.
when it comes to us, yes, because it affects our relationship heavily, and that's a whole nother different subject that would get me so emotional about it. But yeah, that's what I would change, because if she could see things um, and how they really were, then I feel like it would help in the way that she would think and how she would be humble and stuff. So, and they always say, you know, you want your kids to be better than you were. And yeah, that's just a whole nother different subject. So that's probably, there will actually be a few things, but I think maybe because I'm in emotions about a situation that happened, that was the first thing that came to my mind. Because there's several other things that I would change too.
Well, it's not about you changing things. It said what would change if today mattered. Today mattered.
Oh yeah.
If it was the last day of this world, what would change?
So yeah, that would be one. I mean, and then
That's somebody else, though. Okay, let's all work on this one for a minute here and give him some advice on this thing, because my child is older. So for me, I had ungrateful moments with my child, who's no longer a child. So I can't even say that anymore. It's a grown adult now, 33, about to be 34. I had moments where he was ungrateful and didn't appreciate me. And still to this day sometimes. But yeah, he shows it in different ways. I don't think that we can have somebody else change because it was bothering us. They have to go through that phase on their own. I don't know. SGF Graham, did you have moments where do you have moments where your children are ungrateful towards you?
That's being a child.
yeah, mine's is a month away from 18, and I can say that I see things just from just from like, well, for instance, with Christmas, I told her I didn't celebrate it, and she really tried to make me feel bad and argue probably more than we ever had before about not celebrating and getting her, and how it's a supporting about giving. And
But you was able to tell her, right?
yeah, it was
Yeah,
testy
I
though.
I wasn't able to talk to mine.
Yeah,
You see what I'm
things.
saying? Like, so you got to be thankful that you can have that conversation or whatever. Like because
It
it's
wasn't really a conversation. When I stepped up and walked away for a second, my daughter said some things to me I never thought she would say tonight, and I had to walk away from the podcast to take a deep breath and come back to it, and because it hurt, and I don't want to talk about it because it'll make me cry. Um,
But
damn.
But what he's trying to say is you had that opportunity. At least you heard her voice to say that, or even read it.
Oh yeah,
He didn't have that chance.
yeah, mine don't want to talk to me.
yeah. Well, and I
I
think
can't defend myself, or they're not even giving me an option to defend myself, and they even know that I'm not the one even in the wrong, and they was like, oh yeah, we apologize for thinking that you're in the wrong, but you haven't been in our life this long. What do we need you for now?
yeah, it sucks. Yeah, that's a hard pill to swallow. And I think,
So I definitely don't envy the argument, but I'm like, oh, you still get to talk to yours. You still commend it. Whatever's
hey,
going on or whatever, like it's bigger than the holiday. whatever going on, it's big. She just focused on the holiday because she had something to focus on. She had something to latch it on to. And, I'm finna thrash at you on this. Whatever, whatever, like, you got to really, y'all gonna have to take a powwow. You with her. Ain't nobody business. Like, you notice I ain't asked you nothing about what happened or nothing, because it ain't nobody business or whatever. You and her gonna have to take a powwow, take a camping trip, take just you and her, goddamn, whatever, tell mom to pack up 2 days of clothes, don't even tell her nothing, goddamn, so she ain't even got no, you can argue on the highway, but we gonna talk, just me and you. It's gonna be a boring trip till we talk.
Yeah.
Like she might appreciate that more than you ever think or whatever, even if it's just I had to, if it wasn't for me letting my son get these cuss words that really I wanted to wring them by their neck, like, who you talking to like that? But they had to get what they had to get out, and I had to feel what they felt for me to even understand, even try to understand where they came from. And even though they still found out later that they thrashed out at me for no reason or whatever, I forgave them before they even did. Whatever, like I already forgave them or whatever, because they just reacted to the situation built by me and their mom.
Yeah.
And I have to always understand that or whatever, like they just a reaction that me and their mom created, and because me and their mom wasn't on short terms, I'm pretty sure, I hate to say it, but I'm pretty sure mom said some crazy stuff, you know, about you in front of them. So now they feel comfortable saying some crazy stuff to you.
Oh
Cause
yeah.
that gives them the green light to talk like that. And it's almost like when you don't combat them back and you let them get that out or whatever, and then, like, cause you can't go back and forth with them or whatever, you let them get that out. A lot of times they realize that they probably in the wrong or whatever,
Yeah.
but as being a female, cause whether it's your daughter or not, she know your heartstring.
She knows
She,
what to pull.
Yeah, they always do.
She does. She's doing it on purpose.
So I guess to go back to that question, what would change if today mattered? I guess then, like I said, it would be so many different things. Um, I don't know. That's something I have to go back. There's so many things that would change.
I don't
It took
think
10 minutes. No,
I
that's so
think things should change. I don't think nothing could change, should change. Every day should be in the now. Every day should matter. I don't think nothing should change, because if it could change, then make it change. You don't have to wait for the last moment of today mattering for it to change. Make that change now, because you never know when that last moment is. I've heard Moon Tortoise both talk to your parents and get frustrated that your parents were calling. Not frustrated because you didn't want to answer, just because you're in the middle of something. You almost lost that opportunity. Moon Tortoise lost that opportunity of having that moment again. My
Yeah.
my spawn goes weeks without calling me or talking to me. It won't answer nothing, no matter what it is. And then all of a sudden, Bloom out of the blue gives me a call because he feels bad. He said tomorrow's my Earth Day, so he just wanted to be like, hey, I guess I got to do it. But like those moments, I don't have that opportunity to speak to my mom. You don't have the opportunity to speak to your mom. I don't have the opportunity to tell her that, I knew she was just trying to learn and trying to figure it out. We don't appreciate those things though when we're young. Because we're young. We're not thinking that this day has to matter, because there's always a tomorrow. Because you're young. You're not thinking that your dad is not going to be there until your dad's not there. And as a young girl, being only 17, she's very selfish right now and very materialistic, because I was one. I was a 17-year-old young girl. I wasn't selfish and materialistic because I had a child. If I didn't have that child, though, I promise you, I'd be very selfish and materialistic. I would have been, if I could. I didn't become that until after my child was old enough to leave the house. Then I became very selfish and materialistic because I didn't get the chance when I was younger. But as a young child, we don't think that tomorrow's not going to come. We're only thinking of this moment and ourselves. You were a child before, you know that. You were very mean to your parents sometimes. You've said some mean things to your parents.
Yeah, I think when I was kind of older then, so
but you still done it though.
I was scared to when I was a kid.
But you still done it though, even if it's older.
Yeah, I think my agreements came when I was an adult, far into it, and then it's just like, you know. Then I realized, like, yeah, you know, I've always, no matter what I got going on with my parents, though, I would, if it was a couple of days, then I would reach out to them and see how they was doing, even if it's just that, and then it's just end the conversation, because you never know, you know. Nobody, tomorrow's not promising nobody.
So why should it matter if you knew it was? Why would it change anything if you knew it was?
Yeah,
it shouldn't.
Yeah, I don't honestly know how
nothing should change. Nothing should change. Every moment should be lived as if this is the moment.
That's how you feel?
That's how I feel.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that though. I don't know.
I get it though. A hardest thing to do is to listen without having a response, especially when our hearts are involved and we feel that what they're saying is really hurtful. Just let her speak sometimes and don't respond, even if it's negative what she's saying. And then come back at it and be like, well, sorry you felt that way, because that's not what I intended. But you have to allow her to have that moment, or she's going to keep going until she's heard. She just wants to be heard. Some people just want to be heard. Whether it's received properly or not, they just want to be heard. I used to have to manipulate my dad to do things for me, make him feel guilty in order him to do things for me. Not because he didn't care. He was a busy man. He had a lot of children. He was always doing something, owned a business, houses and everything. I had to tell him, you know, I don't ask for much. You don't provide nothing for me. I don't even live with you anymore. I haven't lived with you since I was 14. Like, you don't really do nothing more for me. At least you could do is give me a card. Don't even have to put money in it. Just write me a letter. Just tell me you care. And I had to do that just for him to do it. But it wasn't because I had to do it. I think I just had to remind him that I mattered.
I really like this whole section. I didn't really have a lot to say to it. I mean, largely due to the fact that I decided I wasn't having kids when I was about 5 years old. I'm a teacher. That's what I do. So, but I thought about my dad, and I thought about how hard things got and how much I actually learned when I had to become a parent, or a caregiver, whatever you want to call it, a guardian, the best that I could, which I do subconsciously beat myself up thinking I didn't do good enough, but no, that's not true, you know, because we suffer greatly through our lives. I watched my dad suffer horribly through his life. But the last 10 minutes of it were really good. Some of the best times I ever spent with him. And at the end of the day, I'd feel so accomplished if I died tomorrow. I would be okay with that. Just that one act alone made me so rich in life and made me so happy that I could give him a hand there. There's nothing I'd trade it for. Not $1 billion. Hot minute, I tell him fuck off. I miss him.
What does Tom Schul say today?
Well, what did he say? Let me get back to you on that.
Okay.
Unless someone else wants to talk.
No, I wish he would have dated those. It'd be nice to read it from in the year, the date, and be on that day and say today. This is what he said today.
This is a look at this book. This is the book that it is written in. Okay, this is like 70s high school. I'm looking for an actual print date on this folder, but it's completely and totally old. He wrote. He was in high school. Driving. He wrote this when he was high school. But I don't know. We got positive quotes and all of that. Oh, here I got something. Here's a essay that he wrote. I'm so glad that I have a sheet of paper to write on by Tom Schul. A pseudo anti-metaphysical bioanalytical hydro quasi heteromaterial essay. I heard one of you bastards said I don't have any lips. I do, damn it. The end. Note, this essay was reprinted with permission from the early American Theater of the Open Air. There you go. I miss it.
It's like a Mr. Bean movie where he didn't speak, but he did a lot of nothing.
Maybe a turkey stuck on his head, maybe. I don't know.
He had a lot of big words that meant a lot of things.
You guys' conversation, you know, I was listening to everything there. It really hit hard. I just didn't have much to add. I was glad to hear you guys talking back and forth.
So let's end this with a positive message. SGF Graham, your positive message about the finish line.
Keep going. You ain't finished.
DDH, your positive message about the finish line.
No matter how hard it is, if you keep going and don't drop out of the race, you're gonna reach the finish line.
Okay. Moon Tortoise, the finish line.
What about the finish line? Little story about a rabbit and a turtle who are racing. See, refer to that story. Feed the turtle. Feed the tortoise.
Feed the turtle.
Self-indulgent, I know, but it makes sense if you know what I'm talking about.
My idea about the finish line, you don't like it, erase it and start another one because you are the creator of your life. You don't like your life, then change it. You don't like how someone treats you, either remove them or help them see it a different way. Because sometimes it's about perception. And speaking of perception, so we're about to talk about, I don't know, is it Thursday's show? Maybe Thursday's show.
We do a lot of shows.
We do a lot of shows. So we are going to talk about perspective, talking, seeing it through their lens. Not just putting ourselves in someone's shoes, but receiving why they feel the way they feel and showing them empathy while you're there. And if it's dark and heavy for them, give them an ideal instead of telling them they're wrong for being there. I read this quote that someone wrote the other day. In that book, I love that book, The Power of Vulnerability. I love that book. So this quote that it was, let me get to it. Meow, 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 meow.
Background music by cats.
Meow.
I can do this all night.
Go ahead. Okay, here it is. Ready?
Okay.
Compassion is knowing our darkness well enough that we can sit in the dark with others. It's never a relationship between the wounded and the healed. It's a relationship between equals. No one reaches out to you for compassion and empathy so you could teach them how to react better. They reach out to us because they believe we know our darkness enough that we can sit in the dark with them without judgment. What's this girl's name?
Pema Coldron. I hope that's how you say that name.
It's really got a lot of dots above her O's. But anyhow, it's about not being able to tell somebody what they're doing wrong and how they should react. Just listening to them. But don't let them stay there if it's not good. So this episode's lowered. This episode slowed you down. Let it stay with you. not lowered. You are not behind. You do not need to arrive anywhere to deserve your life. Thank you again to Shimmerwood CBD Infused Seltzer Beverages for supporting this episode. Remember to use our promo code ThePeople to get 30% off your next order. Share this episode with someone who feels like life keeps starting later. Join the conversation and remember, there is no finish line. This is the People's Podcast. Ashe, everyone. Your night with positive energy and high vibrations. Peace and love. Say peace, peace.
Peace, peace, peace.
Peace, peace.
Good night, guys. Peace, peace.
Let's get to the bottom of this one. Unspoken truths that I miss one. Tap into the minds of the people. Rather acknowledge before I dismiss one. Atheists, Muslim, Christians, Buddhists, they all got usage. All got perspective. It's a collective. Get to the bottom where the truth is. Where the heart's uncovered. Where you detox from all of the lies you smothered. Where them tries could have killed you. But with faith you recover. Yeah. Peel off the makeup. We finna take off. Never said it'd be a cakewalk. Meditate till we charged up. Execute goes regardless. Decalcify my pineal. Breaking language barriers, we saw millennials. Planets passing age rotations, down me we owe. So down me we know. Sometimes we can be slow, that's why my ears open. Every drop you add could complete the ocean. Speak up, play your part too. Been vulnerable, it's so hard to reflect on all the juice like torture. It's on you, tell the truth.
Yeah, we about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's talk. Listen. Yeah, aim in the fit so you see in the mirror. Play with your focus and watch it get clear. Polish your crown, turn it up if you wear it. You live in the root, release what you're fearing. And watch it all rise, the righteous will hear it. They calling us twisted, I'm not even caring. Because it's unseen, the mind is too barren. They won't even heal it, they pass it to cheering. We over here healing, conversing and listening. Know that the truth isn't always appealing, but end it with healing and find your beginning. Frequency positive, what you receiving. Perception is up to you, what you believing. What you retrieving, mentally speaking. Life that they breathing, no words from a heathen. Don't know it all, but together undefeated. Conversation, rather want it, you need it. Could fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah or Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the trial with the students and teachers. All got a voice, we the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Conversation, rather want it, you need it. Could fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah or Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the trial with the students and teachers. All got a voice, we the ears that'll listen.
my mental, how clean is a whistle? Attention's a trap, they can lead you astray. Sneering this shit through the storm and the haze. Real conversations are lost in the greed. Others get lost in the web that it weaves. Sift through the rhetoric, uncover schemes. Knowledge inherited, this is imperative. I got a lot on my mind and I'm sharing it. Apples to oranges, it ain't no comparisons. I'm the type that'll never break character. I'm the type to make memories and cherish them. Trust intuition and doubt or disparity. Pursuing the echoes of wisdom, chasing that moment of clarity. Conversation, rather one if you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah or Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the track, we the students and teachers. All got a voice, who the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Conversation, rather one if you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah or Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the track with the students and teachers. All got a voice, who the ears that'll listen. Who the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Huh?
It's on, you tell the truth.